Looking for free survival and horror games that you can play with your friends without needing a powerful gaming PC? Then this video is for you. Today, we're looking at 4 free games on Steam that offer very different survival and horror experiences. Some will make you gather resources, craft weapons, build a base, and survive through dangerous nights. Others will throw you into a zombie apocalypse where teamwork is the only thing keeping you alive. And one of them will put you and your friends inside a terrifying psychological horror experience. The best part is that all 4 games have very low system requirements compared with modern games. So if you have an older or low-end PC, don't worry. You might be surprised by what you can play. Let's get started. Starting at number 4, we have Zombie Panic: Source. If you want a free zombie survival game where teamwork really matters, this one is worth checking out. Zombie Panic: Source is a cooperative survival horror first-person shooter. The game puts you in the middle of a zombie apocalypse, and you can play as either a survivor or an undead. As a survivor, you need to work together with your team to stay alive. You have access to firearms, explosives, and improvised melee weapons. But simply having weapons doesn't mean you're safe. Sometimes the best strategy is to barricade and fortify an area with your friends. You might have one player defending the entrance, another covering from a distance, while someone else searches for supplies or helps the team move forward. But here's where things get really interesting. Other players can become the zombies. As a zombie, you aren't just a normal enemy controlled by the computer. You're hunting real players. Zombies have their own abilities, including enhanced night vision, and they can use different strategies to ambush survivors. There's also a special carrier zombie that can infect survivors and make the situation even more dangerous. Zombie Panic: Source has several game modes. There is survival mode, where you have to scavenge and survive. There is objective mode, where you and your team have to complete objectives such as finding keys, restoring power, hacking computers, or escaping. There's also hardcore mode, which makes the challenge even harder with tougher enemies and time pressure. And because the game has community servers, custom maps, workshop content, and custom game modes, there is plenty of community-created content to explore. The game is also very lightweight compared with modern zombie games. The current Steam minimum requirements list Windows 10 or 11, a 4 GHz dual-core processor, 2 GB of RAM, a shader Model 3, 0 graphics card, and 8 GB of storage. So if your PC isn't powerful enough for modern zombie games, Zombie Panic: Source is definitely worth trying. Just keep in mind that the game contains frequent violence and gore. Overall, Zombie Panic: Source is a great choice if you want fast zombie action, teamwork, survival, and horror without needing a high-end PC.
That, don't you?
At number 3, we have Cry of Fear. Cry of Fear is a psychological survival horror game, so don't expect a traditional crafting and building system here. Instead, the game focuses on exploration, combat, atmosphere, disturbing creatures, puzzles, and psychological horror. Cry of Fear originally started as a Half-Life modification before becoming a free standalone game on Steam. The story follows a young man named Simon Henriksen, who finds himself in a dark and terrifying environment. As you explore, the game constantly creates a feeling that something is watching you. Dark streets, abandoned locations, strange creatures, limited resources, and disturbing sounds all work together to create a very tense atmosphere. And if you're playing with friends, there is something even better. Cry of Fear has a full-length co-op campaign for up to 4 players. That means you and up to 3 friends can experience the co-op campaign together. Instead of facing the horror completely alone, you can explore the terrifying world as a team. But don't think having friends makes the game harmless. The atmosphere can still be extremely disturbing. The game also features multiple endings, more than 20 unlockables, 24 different weapons, and additional content. It also has strong modding support, with custom campaigns created for the game. So there is more to experience beyond the main campaign. And one of the biggest reasons I'm including Cry of Fear in this video is its extremely low system requirements. The official Steam minimum requirements list only a 1 GHz processor, 1 GB of RAM, a 128 MB video card with OpenGL support, and 5 GB of storage. Those requirements are incredibly low compared with modern horror games. So if you have an old PC and you want to experience a genuinely creepy game with your friends, Cry of Fear is an excellent option. Just remember that this is primarily a survival horror game, not a traditional crafting survival game. If you like psychological horror, dark environments, monsters, and playing scary games with friends, definitely give Cry of Fear a try. Coming in at number 2 is BrainBread 2. If you want something faster, more chaotic, and focused heavily on zombie combat, this game could be exactly what you're looking for. BrainBread 2 is a free zombie first-person shooter that mixes FPS gameplay with RPG and arcade elements. The gameplay is fast-paced and heavily focused on action. You grab weapons, fight enemies, level up, become more powerful, and try to survive the chaos. And you don't have to do it alone. Steam officially lists online co-op and online PvP, as well as LAN co-op and LAN PvP, so you can play with friends and experience the game together. BrainBread 2 also has several different game modes. There is story mode, where you progress through quests and side quests. There is objective mode, which focuses on completing objectives while dealing with zombies and other dangers. There is arena mode, which is a wave-based mode similar to survival. You have limited respawns, and if your team fails too many times, you may have to restart the wave. There is also elimination, where humans fight against zombies in a team-based mode. And finally, there is deathmatch for classic PvP action. The game has more than 20 unique weapons, over 100 skill combinations, a global leveling system, character customization, and even a zombie skill tree. You can also actually play as a zombie and evolve your zombie abilities. That makes the multiplayer experience more interesting because you're not always doing the same thing. BrainBread 2 also supports Steam Workshop, custom maps, dedicated servers, and cross-platform multiplayer between PC, Mac, and Linux. And the system requirements are extremely low. The official Steam minimum requirements list a 1.7 GHz processor, only 512 MB of RAM, an ATI Radeon 9600 or NVIDIA GeForce 500 series graphics card, DirectX 9, 0C, and 6 GB of storage. So this is another game that can be interesting for people with very old hardware. However, there is a lot of violence and gore, so this game isn't suitable for everyone. If you want a free multiplayer zombie shooter with co-op, different game modes, leveling, weapons, and very low system requirements, BrainBread 2 is definitely worth checking out.
Guns don't kill people, I do.
And finally, at number 1, we have Muck. If you're looking for the most traditional survival experience on this list, this is the game for you. Muck is a free survival roguelike where you are trapped on an island and have to survive for as long as possible. And unlike the other games on this list, Muck actually focuses heavily on gathering resources, crafting, and building. You can play alone, but the game also supports co-op, so you can bring your friends along. When you start your run, you need to explore the island and collect resources. You'll gather materials, mine resources, craft tools, create weapons and armor, find useful items, and build your base. But there's a catch. The island isn't safe. During the day, you need to prepare yourself for what comes next, because when night falls, mysterious enemies start appearing from the darkness. Everything you collected and crafted during the day becomes important. Your weapons can help you fight, your armor can help you survive, and your base can give you somewhere to defend yourself. This creates a simple but addictive survival cycle. Explore during the day, gather resources, craft equipment, build your base, then prepare yourself for the night, and when the darkness arrives, you have to fight to survive. The island is procedurally generated, so your runs can feel different. The game also includes unique power-ups that can change how you play, and playing with friends makes the experience even more fun. You can divide the work between your team. One player can gather resources, another can focus on mining, someone else can work on building the base, and another player can prepare weapons and help defend the group. But the longer you survive, the more dangerous things can become. That's what makes Muck so fun. You start with almost nothing, and you have to turn the resources around you into everything you need to survive. And for low-end PC players, Muck is one of the most accessible survival games you can find. The official Steam minimum requirements are only a dual-core 2.00 GHz processor, 2 GB of RAM, Intel HD 520 graphics, Windows 7, and just 100 MB of storage. So you don't need a powerful gaming PC to experience the game. If you want free survival, crafting, building, exploration, combat, and co-op with friends, Muck is easily one of the best choices on this list. And that's it for today's video. Those were 4 free survival and horror games that you can play with your friends on a low-end PC in 2026. From building and crafting in Muck to surviving zombies in BrainBread 2 and Zombie Panic, Source, and facing psychological horror in Cry of Fear, every game on this list gives you something different. You don't need an expensive gaming PC to have a great time with your friends. So, which one of these games are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Gamezzix, and turn on notifications for more free games, multiplayer games, survival games, and low-end PC gaming. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.